extend the battery lifespan on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, we need to go to settings, then over here go to battery, and we have a bunch of settings over here that we can use in order to optimize the battery and extend the battery lifespan. So the first thing that we can do is of course use the battery saver. We don't have to use it all the time, just in certain situations where we need to get a little bit more battery until it drains out. And we can also use the ultra battery saver, which is of course even more efficient and provides even more time. But of course it also grants or provides lots of restrictions. So we won't be able to use all apps and so on and so forth. And like I said, we don't have to use battery saver all the time, but it is convenient to use it from time to time. The next thing that is quite important, I believe, is the battery checkup, because we can check what uses the battery and what should be stopped in order to save the battery in this specific moment. So for example, we have high power consumption actions, such as these three apps that I can see over here. They can of course be checked here in order to save the battery and get some additional time. You can also enable the automatic screen brightness because I have it disabled. So essentially over here we have things that can be improved for the battery. Of course we can check and decide what should be actually implemented. We don't have to agree to everything. Below here we also have suggestions where we can, for example, clear memory 10 minutes after locking device. We can also adjust this setting in the battery settings. I'm going to show you in a second where. We can also turn off location, turn off haptic feedback, and so on and so forth. And we also can find things that are already optimized. So if we add up everything, then of course we will get lots of additional minutes. So in my case, up to 42 minutes, in theory, of course. So we can use this battery optimizer to get more minutes. In charging options, of course, we have the charging mode where we can set it to standard or fast charging, that is the top speed. But I don't think it actually matters for preventing battery aging. If you do believe that it does, then of course you can manage it over here. Next we have the battery protection, and it is recommended to use either smart charging or the battery protection option itself. So in terms of battery protection, we stop charging our battery at 80%. And ideally you want to start charging again when you have 20% or so. So the optimal range for battery is between 20 and 80%. This is the case for pretty much every battery on our smartphones right now. And if you don't want to limit yourself to 80%, you can use the smart charging option, which we can still extend the battery lifespan by letting the phone learn how we charge our device, and then the device can stop charging when battery reaches 80% in applicable situations, which means, for example, if you charge your phone through the night, at night when you are sleeping, then after some time the phone will stop charging at 80% when you are sleeping, and when you are about to wake up, then the battery will start charging again to 100%. So 80% will not be used all the time, but after some time, if we have a pattern in our lives when we charge our phone, then after that time, after a certain time, the phone will pick up those patterns and the phone will optimize the battery like that. So it is worth using one of these two options. And then we also have additional features. So here we can clear the memory, clear cache, as I mentioned earlier. So we are recommended to use 10 minutes, where we can choose one of these options really. We also have 5G battery saver, where we can make 5G connectivity less power consuming in certain situations. We also have cold endurance mode, where we can limit device performance to extend the battery life when the ambient temperature is extremely low. Unfortunately, it is not really specified what temperature is considered as extremely low. So probably if you live in United States or Europe, then this doesn't really affect you. Maybe in the northern parts of Europe, but I'm not sure really. Or unless you are from, I don't know, like Alaska or something, then of course maybe. And then we also have schedule power on and off, which is just additional tool for refreshing the phone, which doesn't have to be enabled, and perhaps it can save just a little bit of the battery, mainly because, well, if the phone is off, then it doesn't use that much battery, of course. It still uses some battery, but not as much as when it is just enabled and powered on all the time. So if you feel like it, then of course, try to use it and see if you like this feature. And that is about it. This is everything that we can do in order to save the battery, to prevent battery aging, and so on and so forth, at least in the battery settings. There's also the security app where we can, for example, clean our phone from time to time by using the cleaner or the deep clean option, or using the boost speed, but I'm not sure if they really affect the battery. Maybe some of these options actually do, so you can try to optimize your phone from time to time in order to, in general, keep your battery and your phone in general clean. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye!